let's go ahead and talk about Blade Runner 2049. Like you said, I was the only one that saw it this weekend because you had
car problems. Yay, those are always fun to deal with. Short story, went to Sonic, car conked out, got it towed, got it towed to Pep Boys, got it fixed, now I'm here. Yeah, and all that took away my time to see Blade Runner 2049, a movie that I was excited to see before all of that happened.
Yeah, if I knew it was going to take that long, I probably would have just come and pick you up and we went and saw it while your car was being worked on.
Yeah, that would have probably have been the better idea.
Yeah, we should have planned this out a little better.
Yeah. Yeah, we need better communications amongst us. But hey, that's what. We're only 5 episodes into this.
Yeah,
we're gonna get better as it goes.
And we'll let you just at least give a brief run through next week. We don't need to talk about the plot or anything. Well, I'm not even going to talk about the plot because the plot is a spoiler.
Yeah, it's a major.
Which is fine for me because I'm terrible at summarizing films sometimes when I don't write them down. But anyway, I think I can at least say this movie, Blade Runner 2049, Ryan Reynolds plays a character named K, Officer K. I can at least say that. He plays Officer K. And he is on a mission, obviously.
He's on
I don't want to talk too much. Yeah, he's on a case. He is on a case that his commanding officer is Robin Wright, who does an amazing performance. And that's about all I should talk about as far as the plot.
Yes.
We'll go ahead and give you the technical review now.
Yes.
Denis Villeneuve. He did way better than I expected. Because I cannot make it through the original Blade Runner. Even any cut of the movie. It is a bore and a chore to get through. His pacing, this is actually a running thing with both Denis Villeneuve and with Ridley Scott. Oh my God, thank you. Ridley Scott movies. Their pacing is very slow. They like to tell their stories in, like I said, a slow pace.
Slow but deliberate.
Slow but deliberate, exactly. And if you aren't watching it on a big screen, it's very hard to get through.
When you're watching at home on a comfy couch, you're like, oh no.
Yeah, that's exactly. And I mean, and especially Ridley Scott's last few movies, besides The Martian and Alien Covenant, his movies that he had done the last few years, and even Alien, like his original Alien movie, and pretty much any movie he's ever made. Slow but deliberate, and if he can't stick the landing, it's a terrible movie. Just like The Counselor, I think is what I was trying to get to. That's the one I literally fell asleep in the movie theater watching, because it was hard. It was hard to get through. Very slow movie, and it did not have any. It did not pay off at the end.
Oh, that's always a bad time at the movies when you suffer through something and then get nothing out of it. You're like, what was I here for?
So. And Denis Villeneuve is guilty of the same thing. Sicario, excellent movie, slow pacing. The only thing that I can say about Denis Villeneuve is that he has great movies. But the pacing is hard. And that's what I was worried about, because I had already tried to get through the original Blade Runner and cannot make it through. I said, but Denis Villeneuve, is this going to be the same thing? And it is not. at least watching it in the theater, it was not that way for me. It may have been a little bit different, because this is almost a 3-hour movie. It may be a little bit different for other people. I can't suggest that other people go see it, because I did say I was technically the only person in the movie. There was one other person that was walking out of the other theater, because there was 2 theaters playing it, but I happened to be the only other one. There was a lady that was walking out of the other one, and she said, "Wow, that was too long." So other people that may not be. The same thing for them. If you aren't a fan of the original Blade Runner, you probably shouldn't even go see this new one.
No, because you'll just walk out and be mad that you felt like you would have wasted time watching something you already weren't gonna like.
Because if we weren't doing this, I probably would not have seen Blade Runner unless other people had told me that it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Out of pure curiosity, I may have ended up seeing it, but if we weren't doing this, I would not have seen it. But I am so glad I did see it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thought Denis Villeneuve did an amazing job with that 3 hours that he put into this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already forgotten the cinematographer's name.
See, I don't remember those details because.
Well, the cinematographer, I'm going to look up his name because he deserves it. He deserves recognition, and he deserves, at the very least, he deserves an Oscar nomination for it, because this was some of the best cinematography I've ever seen. And also on a technical, without going into too many details, there are things in this movie that I've never seen cinematically. I've never seen happen before. This was kind of like when we saw Avatar, the James Cameron's Avatar. There was stuff in there that we had never seen before.
Wow.
There is several things in this movie that I've never seen done before in film, and it was
great to watch.
Great to watch. Yes.
I'm glad to hear that it was good.
So I do recommend you, if you're a film fan, go see this movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a casual movie, it's going to be hard. I can assure you, especially if you weren't a fan of the original Blade Runner. Again, I say that. I need to stress that.
Yes, please stress that so people who actually go see it on our recommendation go, well, that movie was boring. Well, did you like the first Blade Runner? Well, no. Then why'd you go see the second Blade Runner?
Right. Let's see. Here is his name. Roger Deakins. I should have remembered that. Mm-hmm. Roger Deakins is going to be nominated for an Oscar. That is my prediction at the very moment. Mm-hmm. He's going to at least be nominated, even though he deserves to win. Because so far, the movies that are out now were okay, but this was outstanding. And set design, going to be nominated. Mm-hmm. Director needs to be nominated. Denis Villeneuve needs to be nominated for Best Director, and this is going to be nominated for Best Picture. With that being said, the acting, outstanding. There was not a bad actor that I can find. I could not find a bad actor. I don't know. I don't feel like this is a spoiler, but Jared Leto is barely in the movie. That being said, there is a great villain, but it is not Jared Leto in this movie.
Ooh. I'm always down for like the secret. I'm always down for a good movie that reveals something to me, because you can watch a movie and if you can figure out the beats before they present them to you, what's the point of seeing the rest of the movie? But now you telling me that there's something there that I can look forward to. I'm like, yeah, let's do this.
Yes. The movie, 95% of this movie is focused on Ryan Reynolds. So everybody most of the supporting cast in this movie, including Jared Leto, that's not a spoiler, are in there for very short times. Mm-hmm. But they take because of the directing of Denis Villeneuve and with the material that they were given, they were able to give amazing performances with what little bit of screen time that they were given. Mm-hmm. I think even Harrison Ford might be nominated. That's not a spoiler because he was in the trailer. Harrison Ford should be nominated for Best Supporting Actor. I mean, if Michelle Williams could be nominated for Best Supporting Actress in Manhattan by the Sea for that little bit of time she was in that movie, then Harrison Ford should be nominated for Best Supporting Actor for what little bit of time he was given in this movie. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Reynolds, I feel like he should be nominated for Best... Gosling! Ryan Gosling. God.
I don't remember Deadpool popping up in Blade Runner at all.
I'm so glad you stopped me there. Yeah. Ryan Gosling needs to be nominated for Best Lead Actor for this movie. Mm-hmm. And gosh, if they can do 2 Best Supporting Actresses, if they can do 2, Ana de Armas, excellent in this movie. She's been in a couple movies. The boxing movie with that came out last year. Dang it. With Miles Teller boxing movie. Do you remember the name of that one?
I remember it.
God, she wasn't even in that one. War Dogs. Sorry, she was in War Dogs. She played his wife in War Dogs. She was excellent in War Dogs, and I even said at that time, even though we weren't on a show, that she should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role in War Dogs. And she was also in Knock Knock, Knock Knock, the Eli Roth movie with Keanu Reeves. Nobody deserved an Oscar for that movie, but she was a good. She was probably the best performer in that movie.
But the movie was just terrible.
Yeah, quality wise, it was terrible, but it was an entertaining bit of movie. It was actually disappointing because I knew it was gonna be bad going in, but I didn't know it was gonna be quite so bad. But anyway, but it was still entertaining nonetheless.
That's good. Okay.
But man, every actress in this movie, I feel like should be nominated. Robin Wright should be nominated. She's not going to be nominated. She can't be considered a best lead actress, even though she is probably the second longest role in that movie. But Ana de Armas, Robin Wright, and Sylvia Hoeks. Sylvia Hoeks. I'm not going to any spoiler, but her role in that movie was excellent. She stole the show pretty much in that whole movie. If nobody else gets nominated in this movie, Sylvia Hoeks needs to be nominated.
All right. It's good to hear. Good to hear. There's a lot of strong performances from everyone in this movie.
God, Mackenzie Davis. Oh my God, Mackenzie Davis. Okay, guys. Every actor in this movie is excellent. There's a lot of actors I'm not saying because they're spoilers, but Mackenzie Davis, excellent in her role.
Would you say that this is like the best sequel to come out in some time?
Yes, I would say that because I mean it's obviously better for me than the original. I'll give it even that that bit of reckoning.
Because I've heard a lot of people say that it will stand shoulder to shoulder with Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, as like one of the best movies of all time. Like this actually is a true companion piece. It's not just a cash-in.
Yeah, and then there's another. I'm not going to say who the other role is, but there's another actress in this movie that she's in a little bit of the second act, and she's in a very little bit of the third act. That probably collectively in this movie she was probably in only a minute and a half. That's about all the screen time probably that she was given. She gave an amazing performance. And I don't think there's any way that there's possible that she's going to get nominated for an Oscar. But she definitely deserves to be in more movies after this. Her role in the movie is a complete spoiler, so I'm not saying who she is. But she did an amazing job. And there's a lot of emotion that these characters are given. These characters, I don't know how in the world the sets are, because I know there's probably a lot of practical as far as the sets, but there has to be a lot of green screen. And if these actors are doing a lot of this stuff in front of a green screen, then I am completely impressed at what they were able to do. Because the action isn't a lot. There's not a lot of action in this movie, but there's a few fighting sequences that are pretty neat. They're nothing spectacular like a John Wick, but they're brutal and very well choreographed and acted, and shot. They're shot very well. And the music, Hans Zimmer. There's a lot of people that did the music, and there was I think it was Hans Zimmer and Benjamin Wallfisch. I think that's how you say his name. Excellent music. I think they're probably going to get nominated for score.
Okay. So a lot of nominations you want to throw around. So that must mean the movie gets.
This is probably going to be one of those ones that's going to take at least all of the technical ones. I feel like there should be some ones for acting, because the acting, like I said, was excellent. They were able to get emotion out of what little bit of screen time they were given, which was cool. That's what you're looking for.
I think I can predict what you're going to give this movie as a score.
Hang on. Because there's one other person that did a great performance. And it's not a spoiler because he's in the trailer. Do you know who I'm talking about? It's an actor, a male, large man.
Oh, Dave Bautista.
Yes. he didn't. I mean, it's. Gosh. Oh my goodness, that must be home. Anyway, Dave Bautista did an amazing job.
Archie wants to let his voice be heard.
Yeah, sorry. That is my brother coming in and his dog barking.
So We'll let them have their moment of in the sun while we'll let them have their moment.
Use your key. Zach, come on, dude. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, because we're on the show, Zach. Turn that off. Okay. Man. All right, Zach just got here.
Yay.
If you didn't hear all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anyways.
All right,
back to Dave Bautista's performance.
Yes.
About all you saw in the trailer was all he was on screen for. So it's hard to judge, but he did a very good job. He did what he needed to do. I'd say if there was any weak one, it's not even him. So I just wasn't wowed, but that was just because they literally did not give him the type of material he gave everybody else. So if you saw him in the trailer, he did what he was supposed to do. That's all you can ask. Mm-hmm. And there was probably the best fight sequence in the movie was right there, and that was like right at the beginning. He's literally within the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
So you asked about what score I was going to give, and
I think I'm going to need both hands for it.
Man, I don't know. It's a fraction. It's a fraction. 9.75.
Whoa! So it's not even. I thought you was just going to hand out the full 10.
I want to give it oh God.
Because
I had no issues with it.
You don't.
And it didn't feel like a long movie. I will give it, for me, it did not feel like a 3-hour movie. So I will go ahead and give it a 10.
Thank you.
It's getting a 10.
Thank you.
I don't know why I hesitated. I guess there was probably I could have used a little bit more supporting characters, especially maybe when I'm thinking about Jared Leto. I'm thinking that might be the weakest point of the movie. So I might, for his performance alone, might take it down to the 9 points. No, I'm gonna give it the 10, but it's a hesitant 10. I want to give it a 9 point. I'm part of me wants to give it a 9.75, but the fact that Jared Leto's performance was not the best does not take away from the rest of the movie.
It does not at all.
So it does not deserve the 9.75 just because of Jared Leto's performance. So I will give it a 10. But I'm looking forward to seeing what you think about the movie too, because I feel like you would give it a 10 also. It's definitely one that you would enjoy. But yeah, that's the only thing I can say bad about it was
Jared Leto.
But
was it him not being in it, or not being in it enough?
He doesn't do enough with his screen time, is what it is. So it's not. I could have actually, if the way he was delivering his role, or the way he was acting in his role, I would not have wanted to see any more of that.
You don't think there might be a cut out there with more Jared Leto in it?
If there is, I don't want to see it.
That was the question I was going to ask. Would you want to see that cut available?
No, because they could have cut him out, and it would have been the same and better movie. He was not necessary. I don't even know why the fact that he plays a character Wallace. He's you can change Wallace with Google or Amazon. That's what he basically is.
Okay.
He's the face of a big company. That's not a spoiler.
Okay.
But he's not the villain in this movie. He is a villain, but he's not the villain.
Okay.
I'll give you that. So, yeah, I did not need to see any more of him, and I probably didn't need to see him at all to understand who Wallace is.
Okay.
But that's all I should say about it.